You are a fraud. Hell, I'm a fraud. And the biggest problem is that you and I are the worst kinds of frauds. Want to know why? Because we believe our own bullshit. We believe our own stories. We believe our own justifications as to why it's not working out. Why it can't be done. Why we aren't succeeding. You know, the universe, opportunities, gifts, what we were bestowed upon. All this and more. It's not our fault. It's the circumstances. It's because of this. Because I don't have time, I don't have money, I don't have the opportunities. I'm very busy. The list goes on and on and on. And here's the truth of the matter. You bought into your own hype. You bought into your own bullshit about why it isn't possible for you. Why it can't be done. If someone else can do it, if someone else has done it, it is possible. It is doable. It is beyond just could be. It is something that should be done by you, if that's what you desire. And at the end of the day, I think we do truly know that we all want to be in great shape. We all want to have the best possible relationships. We all want to be as rich as possible. And anybody who says otherwise is a liar. Because if I gave you everything on a silver platter, if I gave you the dream body, if I gave you the perfect relationships, if I gave you millions of dollars, you wouldn't turn it down and be like, no, I don't need those things. I don't want those things. I'd rather stay, fat, out of shape, unhappy, miserable, and broke. Nobody's going to do that. The truth of the matter is, you want to talk shit about it because you don't have it. That you aren't willing to sacrifice the things that are required to get there. And as always, I talk about health and fitness, and that's where we start. That is the beginning point of everything. And look, it doesn't mean you'll end up with everything else. It doesn't mean that you have the right tools yet for all the other stuff. But health and fitness teaches you the beginning stages. It teaches you the skills that are required. It teaches you what is necessary. And everything in your life will get better because of those skills. Can I guarantee any of the rest? No. That comes down to the other areas that you're willing to sacrifice in. You're willing to pay the price in. You're willing to do the work in those other areas. I don't know what you're willing to do on that. But I can promise you that if you get into great fucking shape, you start being a walking billboard for your commitment, your follow through, and your determination to do it. That you've got consistency, effort, and intensity on your side. Things in your life will get better. It's why we teach it in Demanding Greatness. It's why we teach the skills of becoming a man of your word. And that the great physique that comes with it is just a byproduct of doing that work. And it's just a byproduct of, becoming the man you need to be to level up your life. After that, you need to go acquire new skills and different skills for the other areas. But this would be the most base, foundational level, is getting into great shape. As I said, it's a walking billboard. Being in phenomenal shape is one of those things that can't be bought, it can't be stolen, it can't be cheated, it can't be lied to. You have to do the work. You have to do the work consistently for a long period of time, for a lot longer than you think it should have any right to be. You have to keep showing up and doing it and doing it and doing it. And sometimes without ever seeing the results. because you're too close to it. You're in the, right up in it. While you're in the forest, you can't see the view. And when you look back from how far you've come, you realize everything that you've overcome. Fitness is the greatest gateway drug to start improving your life. It's called the halo effect. Starting a proper, dedicated exercise program filters out into every other aspect of your life. It just starts improving everything. You start making better choices on all areas of your life, from sleep, from addictions, from wasted sedation, all these things, because it just starts to rewire your brain to do better work, to make better choices. That's why we start here. That's why we begin with exercise. That's why we begin here, because, well, you need to be in great shape. As I said, nobody who has actually gotten into great shape is like, I regret that decision. That was a bad life choice. I regret that I got into phenomenal shape. No, it makes everything in your life better. And on top of that, it's not just about the body. It's about the mindset. Most of the time I work out not for exercise purposes, not for doing that to be in better shape, but for the mental clarity it gives me, for the clearing of my mind, for opening up those pathways to eradicate those demons, to show that I am in control. Because remember, you're only in control of 3 things: your thoughts, your habits, and your actions. That's it. But taking control of your body, taking control of what you eat, taking control and facing difficult things and overcoming them daily is one of those tasks that is, well, it's unquantifiable in what it gives back to you. It's unquantifiable in how much benefit it delivers onto you. It's one of those things that until you get into the weeds, until you get into actually doing it, you cannot fathom how drastically this is going to improve your life in so many ways. But getting comfortable being uncomfortable is one of those things that is just a gift that keeps on giving to you. It's a gift that will continue to show up day in, day out, over and over and over again. It's one that you must partake in, one that you must undertake for the benefit of you. And not just you, for your wife, for your children, for your friends and family, for all those around you. Because they deserve the best version of you. They deserve you to show up and deliver your best version. And you running away, and you hiding, and you sedating with food, alcohol, TV, binge watching, social media, doom scrolling, all that kind of stuff, is you not being your best. And people argue with me on this, but I stand by it and I firmly believe it, that you cannot be the best version of yourself. You just cannot, unless you're in great shape. You cannot be the best father. You cannot be the best husband. You cannot be the best version of yourself until you get into great shape. And it's a multitude of reasons, from your ability to show up, health and energy, vitality, making a big fucking statement of, hey, I actually care enough about you to look after my health and fitness. I care to be here for as long as humanly possible. But also, as I said, about what it does up here, what it does for the mental capacity, what it does for you as a man. It's what we were built for. We were built to undertake hard shit and overcome it. We were built to face obstacles and rise above. We were built to take on the difficult tasks, to carry the load, to do these things. And without that, we are not living up to our greatest capacity. We are not being the men that we are meant to be. We are meant to go out there and face those challenges head on. As I said, it applies to all things, but it starts with health and fitness. It starts with this walking billboard of who you are as a man. Can you commit? Can you follow through? Can you do the work day in, day out, no matter what? No matter the circumstances, no matter what shows up in your life, can you show up and do what has to be done? When the answer becomes a resounding fuck yes, when you have a track record, a history of being that guy, when you go look at my past 126 days, 6 months, 12 months, more, of never missing, it speaks volumes to who you are inside. It speaks volumes to your character. And especially as you get older, especially as you get more responsibilities. As a father, as a business owner, as these kinds of things, you have a lot on your plate. And you still go, this is important to me because it allows me to be the greatest version of myself. Therefore, it's important that I block out time. That is not being selfish, that is being selfless. It is being the best version of yourself for others. It is a requirement. And people will talk about how they don't have time, they don't have the capacity, they aren't able to do it. That's bullshit. You 100% have time and capacity. You just have to make a decision about how you're going to do it, how you're going to fit it in, and what things that you'll give up that, unless you're working 16 hours a day, don't truly matter and are holding you back from doing the work that is necessary. So until you can make that decision, until you can go, I am willing to be all in on being the greatest version of myself, well, you're leaving stuff on the table. You're leaving potential on the table. And it's time for you to let go of that. It's time for you to step up and become, the man that you were meant to be. So if you're ready for that, join Demanding Greatness. There's a link in my bio, and let's see who you can become when you go all in on yourself. It'll just be the greatest decision you've ever made for yourself, for your family, for your kids, for everyone in your life. So when you're ready, I'll be waiting. Until then.